so we're ready to start row 4. You can see here that we finished all those lovely front post double crochets across row 3. Give you a nice raised texture, and they're based right off of those beaded single crochets. So now we're going to do row 4. Row 4, you're going to want to break your yarn and fasten off before you begin, because you need beads for row 4. So fasten off at the end of 3, thread your next set of beads, and then you're going to rejoin the yarn for row 4, just on that first stitch. Row 4 starts with a chain 3. If you're wondering what I'm doing with both strands, when I join yarn, I like to do the first chain stitch with both the working yarn and the tail. It sort of locks everything in place. So then I drop the tail and keep going. So chain 3, and then you'll double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And there's going to be beaded single crochets in this row, as well as double crochet 3 together stitches, which seem tricksy, but they're really not. So there's our 2 double crochets. We're going to chain 3, we're going to skip a stitch, and then in the next stitch we're going to do a beaded single crochet. So this should feel familiar. When you're ready to do your beaded stitches, again, bring anywhere between 5 and 10 of those beads up close to the work. Thread 1 bead right up behind the stitch and finish the single crochet. Chain 3, and then the pattern has you do 3 double crochets, and then we're going to do a double crochet 3 together. This is a really neat shaping stitch. It's a decreased stitch. You're going to take 3 stitches and turn them into 1. See? You're magicians. Okay, double crochet 3 together. You start a double crochet, yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, bring up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Then you're going to move on and start the next double crochet. So you haven't finished this one. It's still sitting there on your hook waiting to be finished. Start another double crochet, yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, bring up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, put that stitch on pause, move along and start 1 more double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, and then this is where you yarn over and pull through everything on your hook. See, there's 3 stitches at the bottom, but there's only 1 at the top. Then you move on with 3 more double crochets. See, and that's starting to give a nice curved shape because of that double crochet 3 together. And we're going to start row 5 now. Now we did front post double crochets the last time we were on this side, and now we're going to do front post treble crochets. Yarn over twice, and then down around the body of the front post double crochet 2 rows below. This is going to carry that relief stitch effect up into this next row. Then you'll chain 4, anchor that with a single crochet in the chain 3 space from the row below. There's a couple of these chain loops. And again, if you have a few beads left on your yarn from the last row, it's quite all right to keep moving those down. And then another front post treble crochet, so yarn over twice, and then around the body of the double crochet, the front post double crochet from 2 rows below. And that carries that shape right up. And then you're also going to do front post treble crochets in the front post double crochets from the row below in that straight section in between where your chain loops are. And it's going to feel funny that there's no stitches in between them. It's going to feel like it's not enough stitches to get across this section. But again, this is part of the shaping that's happening in each row that you do. This center straight section is getting more and more narrow, while that section that started with the V stitches is getting wider and wider. Let's see. There we go. Front post treble crochet around the double from the row below. And then we're going to do some chain loops, and this starts to widen this section while we're narrowing the other section with those front post treble stitches. So you can see here that those post stitches carry up, creating that V shape. This section with the chain loops is going to get wider as this straight section here gets narrower and narrower. And you'll just continue across the rest of the row in this manner for row 5.